Hello, world, and welcome to another fantastic episode of No Brainer. I'm your host, I'm Zach, coming live between your naked ears. My co-host this evening is, as always, Derek, who's playing with music. And we have a special guest tonight, Chris Coates, for a second time, a two-timer.
Hello.
You're a two-timer, bro.
How's my volume? Good?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't even hit that. Good job. Did you get a soundboard, Derek?
What?
Did you get a soundboard?
No.
Oh.
So far this pre-show warm-up here, Zach has asked me, when did you get a new microphone when I've had... So, I think Zach lost part of his mind in the hand accident because of all the antibiotics. Because so far in the last 10 minutes, he's asked me, when did I get this new mic, which I got probably
forgot. Yeah, dude, it's been 3 weeks since
probably 12 weeks since I got this, and then he asked where my headphones were, which he knows. He does know.
No, there was a while you were wearing the white ones.
No, I never was wearing no white ones, dude.
Oh, whatever.
And then then he asked me if I got a soundboard just because I'm playing the effects. So I'm pretty I'm flattered, man, to say the least.
All right.
So here we are.
I tried to put a background on this, but they look horrible.
Yeah.
I think they look terrible.
Backgrounds don't work.
Is this okay the way it looks?
Yeah,
and your camera looks sweet too because you have good natural lighting compared to last time when you looked like the Emperor.
You were in the dark
on like the Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah,
the old evil guy.
You should have wore the hood and
Sith Lord. Sith Lord.
Just do it. Join the dark side.
This is Christopher Coates.
Christopher Coates. Darth Coates.
So, elephant in the room. How you feeling there, Zach? How's the hand? It looks a lot better than the last cast.
So, we have been off the air for going on 3 weeks, right?
Oh my goodness, it's been 4 or 5, bro.
Oh my gosh. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I went away on vacation. Went up to North Carolina, and my wife and I were out walking in the woods, and we ran into Bigfoot, and I had to defend her honor, and I fought him off, but he broke my hand, so I wouldn't tell anybody where he lived. And that's a bunch of malarkey. Or is it? No. I broke up a dog fight, and my Roddy got a hold of me thinking it was the other dog. Crushed my hand, broke it in 3 places, which was fine. The bite was not what caused all the issues. The issues were how do I say this without well, I won't mention the hospital I was in. The incompetence of the hospital that I was in. The first things they did was the number 1 rule: you never suture a dog bite. They sutured me up. Number 2, I should have been put on antibiotics right away. I was not. They gave me some antibiotics, said, go fill this up. If you think it's getting infected, take them. Anyway, that was the night. That was Wednesday. Went home, went back to the cabin. Oh, man, I wish I should. No, I don't have my phone. I was going to say I should upload the video and show the cabin. That was spectacular. But anyway, if you ever go to Western North Carolina, we got some cool Airbnbs you could stay at. And by Friday morning, the pain and swelling was so bad, it was unbearable. I had gotten about 42 minutes of sleep, if that. And so my wife's like, forget it. We're going back to the hospital. So we went back to the hospital. They did a CT scan on me. Now, mind you, I was in the ER 2 nights before Wednesday night. They did x-rays, said, oh, your hand's fine. It's just, bit. You got bit. I said, okay, cool. Anyway, they did a CT scan to find that there was 3 fractures, massive tissue damage, broken tendons, and the infection in me was setting quickly. So that being said, they immediately put me on in antibiotics, and I was in the hospital in North Carolina for 2 days. So that was Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I left. The orthopedic surgeon up there looked at it and said, your hand's fine. The swelling's going to go down. You're going to be okay. Just, keep up with the antibiotics. You can go home if you need to. And the hospital doctor was like this.
Oh, geez.
They were not in agreement at all. The hospital doctor says, I understand you need to go home. We were in an Airbnb. Our time was up. We needed to leave. So he said, but I will release you on one condition. You promise me as soon as you get home, you go to the hospital. I said, okay, I will. We get home Sunday night. I go to bed. I'm we're not going to the hospital right then and there. My wife, we had just driven 9.5 hours. And Monday morning, we got back Sunday night. Monday morning, I woke up and I said, yeah, let's go. It still hurts. The pain pills aren't doing anything. So we went to the hospital. In the ER, they looked at it, took pictures, sent it to the orthopedic surgeon in Advent Health South, which is downtown, and because there was an orthopedic surgeon at Apopka, and he said, "Get him to me immediately. He's going to lose his hand."
Oh, jeez.
My fingers were all black. So they rushed me down there in an ambulance. They sent me in an ambulance. Couldn't do surgery that day because of the medicine I was on, and it would interfere with the anesthesia, so they had to wait 24 hours. So Tuesday night, I went in for surgery where they debused me, where they basically peeled all the skin off. It was all covered with blisters because the swelling was trying to come out. All the liquid was trying to come out, and it caused huge blisters all over my hand. So they had to take all those off, and then they cut me from here to here to do carpal tunnel nerve relief because there was a hematoma sitting on top of the carpal tunnel nerve, which was causing great pain.
Maybe we should start this with the things that didn't happen to you.
What didn't happen to me?
Well, it's a shorter conversation.
I didn't have a sponge bath.
I mean, they debused you. It's the very first usage of the word debused I've ever heard. I'm thinking, is that the opposite of abused? It's crazy, man. Like
I need your discretion on this video just for the description of your hand.
So just for our viewers, this saga, despite what Zach's mental timeline says, because I just checked our last upload was 4.5 weeks ago. This is a 4-week saga.
Yeah.
Start to date between what was supposed to be a 1-week trip to a 1-week trip followed by a 2.5 week nightmare and another week of rehabilitation into what we are here.
So I read the surgical notes, and the doctor's so cool. He wrote in there, I used a copious amount of saline to clean the wound. Copious. Who uses the word copious? I loved it.
I don't think that's a super uncommon medical term.
I don't know that it is, but I've never read surgical stuff anyway. So, but anyway, I got to read it all. Anyway, so they kept me in the hospital. So I had the surgery. I was in the hospital Monday through Sunday. They kept me there for a whole week, every 4 to 6 hours on a different antibiotic. They were just hitting me with broad spectrum because my white blood count was so high. And the infection, though, they caught it before it got in my blood or my bones, which once you go that way, that's sepsis, and that's bad. And then they put a PICC line in my arm. Not a PICC. I'm sorry. A PICC goes to your heart. This was a mid, so it went to here. And when they released me, I had to go home and give myself IV. Well, I can't. LARINE gave me IV every day. And today they pulled the line out. So after a month of antibiotics, I am antibiotic free. My white blood count is good. Everybody's happy. My hand has absolutely, I shouldn't say absolutely. My hand has minimal use.
In your digestive bacteria enzyme colonies, looks like the planet of Mars.
No, actually.
Nuked.
No. I've been doubling up on my probiotics. I take
for sure, but it's still going to take some time, homie.
Oh, I know. And they told me.
But 10 billion IBU or whatever they call it is like, it's like a little 2-person passenger camp in what used to be a metropolis. So it takes a while.
They told me in the hospital, they actually told me when I leave, they said, start taking probiotics, eating yogurt and all that stuff because you got to build up your stomach. And it's really funny. Not funny, but interesting. Being on antibiotics, when you get out of the hospital and you go home and you start eating things like maybe you have a Diet Coke or something, it tastes totally different because I guess all the chemicals are washed out of you. And this is like a new thing to your body. There's just certain food and that maybe.
When you go to eat like a piece of cake, does it just fall out your rectum?
No, I didn't
just
have
passes straight through because
there's no stomach removal or
there's nothing processing. Yeah, I know, but nothing. There's like you put it in your stomach and it's like there's no acid or anything bacteria to break it down. It just makes the Lemmy Winks journey through your large intestine to the I don't know what I'm talking about, but
Yeah.
actually when it falls out the back end straight through.
So here is the moral to the story, boys and girls. When your dog's getting a fight, don't jump in the middle. Try and get from behind and lasso them up and yank them.
Or throw water on them is a good thing to say too.
That doesn't do anything. Actually,
it's better in your hand.
So
have you had? Well, Zach, Chris isn't just making stuff up, right? Have we had some experience? Have we had some experiences with Noodle?
Oh, when you've tried this before?
Yes. Yeah, when the Roddy's eyes go black, there's nothing you could stick your finger in his butthole. He doesn't care.
Of course, I'd probably rather put my hand in Noodle's mouth than Bosley.
Yeah. So Bosley, my black lab pit, is the aggressor. He hates the Roddy. We rescued him, and we think he was a bait dog, and he likes most dogs, but he does not like Rottweilers, and so he attacks them for no reason. Luckily, this time, Prince didn't get a hold of him. Boz was from behind and had him from behind. My daughter's fiance grabbed him and literally choked him out. And when I was pulling Prince away, he snapped, thinking it was Boz, and that's how he got my hand like this. And as soon as he went down, I was like, he just broke my hand. I felt it. I mean, I knew it. I mean, the pressure was so insane. I mean, you don't realize how strong these freaking jaws are, but Rottweilers are.
Has Prince apologized? Could you tell?
Every day he comes out and he sniffs my hand and then lays his head on my lap.
When it happened, when you were in like a state of shock from your hand being crushed, did you actually? Did it slow down enough for you to actually see the look on Prince's face?
We were looking eye to eye because I was begging him to let it go. Lorianne said I literally was telling him, Prince, let go of my hand, buddy. Let it go. When he finally did let it go, I dragged him out, threw him outside, and wrapped my hand in a towel, and then Adam took me right to the hospital.
Does Adam have a false sense of guilt?
No.
Well, you know what I'm saying. Like he chokes him, and then the dogs go crazy, and everything's out of your.
No. He choked out.
He's going for control of the situation. He controls and subdues one dog, but then the situation still involves two dogs. So the control can't be completely.
My philosophy: it was better me getting bit than anyone else.
Well, sure. I mean, that's any.
I would not want if Janet had gotten bit or
providers
or Adam. I could handle it.
I would have been fine with it being anyone but me.
Well, hey, it wasn't you, so it was me.
Fight Derek.
Okay, kill him.
He's a jackass. Fight Derek.
Hey, Derek, let's try the hose technique and see how hard you get bit with that one.
Yeah, let's
me. Fight him. He's got to
not do any of that.
This is funny. This is funny. I watched a couple videos on training. Number one, choking them out is the number one thing to do. You just reach and hold their leash and just lift them straight up, and they have to, because you have their heads like this, and they'll have to let go to catch their breath. Once they do, you pull them apart, and that's what we did. But the other thing someone said, if you walk up behind and lift up their back legs, they let go too. But I didn't know that at the time, and I was not from behind. I was in front of them trying to pull them apart. So anyway,
the finger in the butthole thing didn't work either.
No.
Okay.
Nope. So I mean, look, we've always had big dogs. I've been bit many times before. This is not the first, and I'm hoping it's the last because we're gonna get small dogs now. But it's just part of the training process. The only dog that never bit me out of all that we've had, we've had a big American Rottweiler. He was 160 pounds. We had a Cane Corso, which is about 120. He bit me. I got a scar on my finger from him. Prince's bit me. Bosley's bit me. The only one who didn't was Diesel, which was my biggest dog, my Mastiff. I used to joke with my vet. I said, I don't think he knows how to bite. And he's like, he knows how. He just doesn't choose to. I never wanted to get bit by him. He actually headbutted Jana one time. We thought he bit her, but he headbutted her. He sat up real fast and hit her and busted her lip open, and she had to get stitched.
Wow.
Yeah, his head was so huge. Giant. You met Diesel, right, Derek?
Yeah, because I was over Thanksgiving. I think you put him down around Christmas time.
He died at Christmas. Yeah, he passed away.
Yeah.
He was a heavy smoker. He had the cancer.
Yeah.
So, so there's my adventure. Why we haven't been doing podcasts, and I feel horrible because I was gonna do one from the hospital.
Yeah,
and then I thought about it. Maybe not.
probably get some people mad at you, or else you'd have nurses interrupting you every 15 minutes.
Who are you kidding? Who's getting mad at me? There's a guy next door to me screaming and yelling all the time. There's other people. Oh, I was in the hood. I mean, the wing I was on was the hood.
That was a weird room too, because like
yeah, they put me in
usually
the janitor's closet was bigger.
Well, that's what I'm saying, but on the positive note of things, lots of times the room is twice as big, and sometimes you've got a curtain across sharing it with someone too. So
I would
Right.
look. I'd rather.
But yeah,
be in
that
the
was
middle of
one
the
narrow
night.
room. I've never seen a hospital room that narrow in my life.
And the bathroom was even smaller. Like you had to turn around to change your mind.
Yeah. I
You
mean,
had
no
to
wonder
step
why
out
you
of
lost so much weight, because they couldn't. Otherwise, they wouldn't have been able to get you back to the doorway.
Thank you. Like I was that big.
No, I'm saying the room was that small.
I don't know, but I think I lost weight is because they feed you literally 3 meals. That's it. There's no snacks. There's no nothing, and
No
you can't like
snack.
walk around and go munch on things like you can at my house.
Right.
Made your beard fall off.
You know what? When I got out of the hospital, I said that place was so dirty. I'm shaving that. There's got to be all kind of bacteria in here.
What's crazy is that I did not notice that at all.
Yeah, it's gone.
Chris, just you noticed it.
It'll be back.
I'm a better friend.
Thank you, Chris.
I think you have a better beard because yours is all eloquently trimmed and dyed and all that. I mean, you literally
Not dyed. This is my beard color.
You
Swear
are
to God.
woolly,
100%.
woolly willy.
100%.
There's no
This
way.
is my beard color, 100%.
Never dyed my hair or my beard.
There's okay.
There's gray in it, but it just doesn't show up in this camera.
So you know it's funny, Chris.
I've got streaks of gray.
Derek, you froze.
Hey, look. Hey, Chris, you look so natural. No one can tell. Just from Engel.
But I really don't.
Hey, Chris, I actually asked.
I would tell you, I don't care.
I
That's
asked
true,
my wife.
You don't care.
I asked my wife if she wanted me to color my beard, you know, when I grew it back in, because it's big streaks of gray and everything. She said no, she likes it that way. I said fine. It's not like I got to match my hair because
gray.
I don't.
Okay, all right. I see two.
Well,
give the guy's beard.
Don't damn me for having naturally beautiful, stunning hair and beard. Okay,
you're big and beautiful, Chris.
You're just mad because yours is gray and you're like way younger than me. That's all.
So sort of, but I'm sort of thankful that I'd rather go gray than bald, so I'm cool with that.
Your beard shaming me. Yeah, you got me beat there.
Yeah,
Widow's Peak.
I got all y'all beat with the baldness. So
you have just the straight up horseshoe going on, right, Zach?
No, I shaved my whole head.
I know you shave your own whole head, but
no, there's stuff in the middle, but it's very sparse and
okay.
My wife calls me Baby Huey. I'll grow like a.
Sorry about this. My sinuses are a disaster for 2 weeks.
Let me tell you what I found this stuff online. It's through a doctor. Fentanyl. It's through a doctor, and it's oh my gosh, it's a nose spray. I got rid of all my pills. I got rid of my Flonase and everything, and I got this nose spray. It's been fantastic.
Okay. Well, text me what it is later.
I'll send you the info. I'll take a picture of it. But yeah, they send me a bottle a month. It's like $24. I don't know what it is. I don't even know what I pay for it. But anyway, yeah, they send you this saline solution.
Okay.
You spray in your nose and clean your nose out first, and then you spray this stuff in. And they tell you the proper way to do it is nose to toes. So you're looking down when you spray it in, and it hits everything. And dude, it's the first time I can breathe through both nostrils. I always thought I had
mine is up. It's like up here. The pressure is up behind my eyes and up in here.
Well, you take a quiz and they ask you where everything is. And
why do you have yours from the sinus, Chris, or allergies or
it's allergies.
Nitrite?
Mine's allergy.
Okay.
And
I'll get them right here for literally 36 hours. And I could take 3,000 milligrams of aspirin. It doesn't do a thing. It gets so throbby that after a day, it's tender raw.
Oh, yeah, I know. I've had that feeling. I don't have a headache. I just have the pressure. So when I move my eyes or if I move my head, it's I get a little dizzy from it, and it just
under pressure.
Throws you off. Yeah, that's that one.
But it kind of scares me though a little bit too because
what do you have, an aneurysm?
It's probably a tumor.
Well, if you think about it, men are pretty sensitive to nitrite. So if you were to eat a ton of deli meat, that's pretty common. You would get some sharp pains and stuff. It's just not unheard of just because of how that pressure varies. But for me, I put Botox in my forehead, right?
Well,
so
that's the problem, right there.
no, it's no. What I'm saying, that might be the problem the first 2 days. They call it Botox flu, but like, let's say you're 6 weeks in and you're getting a pounder like that. That means like if you didn't have that, you'd feel it times 10 because Botox is just a toxin that basically disables the muscle. So if you're getting those with it, I mean, it's pretty, dude. It feels like someone's digging a hole.
Well, I watched this doctor
Crazy
on Facebook or Instagram or whatever talking about migraines and headaches. And did you know your brain has no pain receptors?
The brain
Right.
itself?
The brain itself has no pain receptors.
Well, the brain probably talks to the pain receptors.
There's something inside your head that is causing pain, and it's not when people go, I have a brain.
Dude, this is so creepy. My YouTube TV is playing a Botox chronic migraine commercial right now. Are you kidding me?
Well, you said it out loud.
Dude, stop listening to me, Google.
Okay, Derek.
I bet the next commercial will be like,
or
something about like law enforcement or something. What the hell, man?
We just see you get dragged out of the room.
Yeah, the CCP is going to come drag me out of the room.
Finishing the podcast will just be Zach and Chris.
That was awesome.
Good to see you.
Come with us now, Derek.
Nice.
So here we are. So here we are. So you had your appointments today. So where are we at?
So the first appointment was with my sorry. So let's start beginning of the week. Tuesday, I had a meeting with my orthopedic surgeon. He took the stitches out. Says the hand is what it is. It's, he has to wait at least 3 or 4 weeks to see if the swelling goes down, to decide if the thumb's going to move, if he has to do the second surgery. Because one of the tendons was broken. But your thumb has 2 tendons, and if the other one is working, he may not have to go in and do surgery. I don't know.
So you don't know?
Nope. Do not know. We're hoping.
When will you know?
3 to 4 weeks.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah. Well,
what are you going to do in the next 3 to 4
They got to wait for the swelling to go down. It could take longer than that.
Your swelling's
and
way
then,
down.
So, I mean, that was good news, though. The stitches came out. I can now wash. I don't have to wear a big plastic arm condom, as I call it.
Yeah.
I can, I just can't soak it. They don't want me to soak it. They just said I can take a shower and wash myself and stuff. My hand works. So what am I going to do?
Lucky for your wife.
Yeah. She's happy. I leave her alone.
Hey, the good news is you didn't lose your hand.
Nope.
You didn't die of sepsis.
Nope.
You're moving forward. You're healing.
Yep. Yeah, and then today I had my
situation has worked out well.
Wow, incredible observations, Chris.
All right, Derek, you want to go home and we'll finish this podcast without your snarky remarks tonight.
He's like, all right, after your problems, you're alive. Get over it.
No, I was focusing on the positives rather than I have to wait for 3 weeks.
And that's 100% how I feel.
Thank you. Thanks, Zach.
You're welcome. But listen.
Come here, Derek.
Well, I'm watching another headache and hangover commercial. This is crazy.
Glad you're engaged.
I'm just crazy. No, I like having current events.
You know what?
On.
I like watching those medical commercials because I love listening to the side effects.
Oh yeah. You may cause suicidal or thoughts, whatever. Like may
cause your heart to suddenly explode or your rectum to just fall
out.
It's
an unnecessary medical it's a medicine to combat another medicine, like for a totally made up condition that we never even had 20 years ago about how our little scalp itches, and then they read the side effects and they're like, you may die. And I'm thinking, well, risk reward, I wouldn't take that one or the one before it or the one before that.
In a blind study, we found that some patients' heads blew up.
Approved.
If you feel that's coming on, go see your doctor.
Exactly.
Dear Fox News, don't talk crap about our product or we will pull all funding. Okay. All right. No problem.
I love when they say, if you're allergic to blah, 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 don't take it. How the frick do I know if I'm allergic to it? It's a brand new medicine.
I told you this before, but you know that pharmaceutical is 90% of ad revenue for all major media, and it has nothing to do with selling product. It's just so you can't talk shit about them.
Right.
Yeah.
They're basically they hold major media hostage. So that's the only point of any of that at all. It's crazy. billions of dollars is to just make sure that they're holding us hostage to a clear, defined message. No conspiracy, total truth, totally accurate information right there. Isn't that wild?
It is.
Which I think is why independent commentary, opinion, news has really been kind of a revival, an explosion of decentralization.
You know, it's funny. There's a
they
Christian
can only pay
radio
so many
station.
people so much.
There's a Christian radio station in town, Z88, and they run 100% on listener supported. So everybody donates to the station. And that makes sense because now they're not held hostage that they have to run ads for any Tom, Dick, or Harry who wants to put an ad on the radio.
Yeah, it's
because they
thing.
probably get in trouble saying, come to the gay wedding chapel. Well, we're not going to run that ad on a Christian station. They're like, oh, well, we're suing.
Well, what if the gay wedding chapel pays big bucks?
Doesn't matter.
I mean, what are you going to do?
They don't bend. I listen to that station too, Zach.
Yeah,
and I love that about it because you don't get all the garbage. You don't get all the.
I mean, they do commercials for churches or schools, the Christian schools and stuff, which that's fine. That's their demographic.
Yeah,
but they do not. You'll never hear a McDonald's commercial on there or anything. But the big stations. That's where. So we watch a lot of Hulu. And my wife and I were cheap, so we get the non-ad free program. Right. And every freaking commercial is a pharmaceutical. Every one of them. And that's why I sit up and laugh at night because I'm like, "Oh, what's this one do to you if you take it?" You may have anal leakage. Oh,
introducing Powerade Zero Reversal. Hexylethanide. Oh, are you suffering from colored energy drinks and you need your urine to be of normal scent again? Take this. Side effects include suicidal thoughts of homicide,
quick to judge others.
Yeah, yes, terrible, horrible things that wouldn't make sense to even consider doing what's being offered to you. And it's patented, so the cost is $1,000 a month. Sounds good.
So before we get into the meat of the show,
how do we get into that? Like, that's great. Like, that's the best business to get into, guys. Just get rid of your ethical framework and your morals. Get rid of all of your ethical framework and just create pharmaceuticals.
Go to school, become a chemist, come up with some good drugs, and I'll market it. And
20 years later, we'll have something on the market and make our first billion.
We'll be old. I mean, you won't be old, but I'll be old.
Horrible industry.
Terrible. On the good news, got some stuff going on up in North Carolina that I've partnered with. So stay tuned. I'll be telling you about that down the road.
Ooh, cool. Exciting.
Yes. So let me ask you guys been watching the news lately?
Sort of. I do not.
I don't either, but it comes through my feed, certain things. What is with all these floods everywhere?
Yeah, they're like that Texas one they said was a 500-year flood.
New York's underwater. Texas, oh God, bless those children. Oh, it's horrible.
I have crazy opinions on it.
Get hit by what do they call them? A tsunami.
Yeah,
they had like a 7.3 earthquake off the coast. And
they keep saying the water's receding fast thing too.
They said the water's receding fast, which means a tsunami's coming.
Yeah.
Strange things going on. And then now I watched Yellowstone. All the animals are leaving Yellowstone because they say the volcano's going to blow.
Yeah, I did see that.
I don't know if that's
the animals know.
Yeah,
they do. They do.
Animals don't lie. They're not really capable of it.
They are liars.
Well, they are capable, but
my dog's a liar because I asked him where the truth is, and he doesn't.
Ferals aren't capable of lying, but I mean, even look at all the rain we've gotten here. I mean, I know it's July, I know it's Florida, but dude.
Well, they told us.
I remember a couple weeks ago, like when all the crazy rain was starting, that our pool filled up 4 inches in like 1 hour. I was like, I've never seen 4 inches of precipitation in an hour. To me, is like snow, sleet, rain, whatever it may be. That's a lot.
Yeah. Well,
the weather clock in Florida is off as well. This is not the time of year when we're normally getting daily rain like this.
But they did say at the beginning of summer it was going to be a wet summer.
Yeah.
And now
in March, April, we were dry.
You think we're going to get hit by
been
some
weird
big
lately.
hurricanes?
Who knows?
I mean, it doesn't really affect us.
What?
I mean, it's not that I like that. I just, it's so random. I don't know.
I love my friends up north.
Tropical depression. Invest 98. Who came up? What have you seen that?
No.
There's like they were talking. There might be a tropical depression coming through from the east side, and it looked like it was named Invest 98.
So is this like how stadiums started to go in the late 90s, where they all turned from like a named field to an actual investment bank name, like Tropicana Storm Level 3 coming through, Coldwell Banker number 9.
Wells Fargo is on the coast.
It's literally the name of it. Invest 98 refers to an area of disturbed weather that the National Hurricane Center is monitoring as a potential tropical storm development for Florida.
Okay, so
but enough of that. What does Invest 98 refer back to?
That's what I said.
They got 98 squares on the board, and that's the one they picked. All right.
Yeah, maybe you're right.
Wells Fargo Category 4 hurricane now forming off the coast of Cuba. What the hell?
Sorry about
They're going to pay to spot. You know what? Even though it's really sick, unethical, immoral, forget all that, right? That's actually would be like a brilliant idea. Do you know, like, if you were a bank and you had the worst catastrophe damage hurricane of all time for like the next 100 years, your name would never be forgotten.
Right.
I mean, isn't that sick? Think about how sick that is. That's so sick. I bet they'll do it. It's so sick.
Okay, so this is nothing that it's
Texas was brought to you by State Farm.
It's nothing that we thought it was. It's completely technical. So the invest is short for investigation. The number 98 is the sequential identifier for this particular area, and the L indicates that it's in the Atlantic Basin.
Yeah, I
was going to say that, but I didn't want to sound.
I have a pile.
I figured you had that on the tip of your tongue.
That's also associated with a tall pile called bullshit. You know that means that's the name of a bank.
Invest 98.
Might be.
It's part of BlackRock.
Rebuilding America.
Yeah, everything's part of that.
Partnered
BlackRock
with Red
trying to
Cross.
buy every house in America right now.
What's that?
Well, they own a third of the world, the entire world's wealth right now. So why not?
Chris, I was trying to get you some business yesterday.
Oh, okay.
I had my house appraised.
Yeah.
But you don't do appraisals, you do inspections.
Correct.
No, all right. Well then,
I used to be an appraiser. That was I did that back in 2003, 2004. Yeah.
I mean, I was like, what a cool job. I could walk around and take pictures of someone's house and then leave.
The on-site work for an appraiser is easy. The home report work for an appraiser sucks.
Well, he doesn't.
You got to do all the comparables.
He sends his report, his pictures and stuff. He did a scan. They walked the full perimeter of the inside of the house. With this scanner, it's on his phone, and he sends that to whatever the company is. He told me the name of it, and I can't think of it.
So they're writing the reports?
Yes.
So he's probably not making money then. You know what I mean? He's probably making like what, $75, $100 a house. And he's got to do a bunch of houses a day, or maybe not even that. Back when I was doing it, we did everything.
Right.
You go, you set the appointment, you take the pictures, you do the measurements, and then you go and write all the reports. You pull the comparable sales in the market, and it was a lot. The reports were exhaustive, and they were very precise. Underwriting would just be spitting those reports back. You can't say this. You can't use this comp. That comp's in the same. You can't use more than one comp in the same neighborhood. You can't. There were so many rules, and that's why I got sick of it. I couldn't stand the report writing on it.
So you like doing inspections better than appraisals?
Yeah, definitely, because it's I don't have to answer to anybody. My opinion is my opinion. Nobody can come in and say you don't get to say that. Who
is usually? And I'm sure we asked this in the last episode.
It's fine.
Who is usually your client or the person who hires you? The buyer, the seller?
The buyer. Yeah, buyer is my number one source of revenue. Buyers. Sometimes you lock in with some investors who are still buyers, but a majority of your referrals actually come from realtors. Wow. Because when people are in the process, they get locked in with their realtor. The relationship bonds, it's a big emotional purchase. We're doing all this stuff. And then when it's time to okay, we made an offer. Your contract, your offer's been accepted. You've got 5, 10, 15 days to do an inspection, and most buyers, are like, well, who do we get? They're just like, here's 3. They usually refer 3. Some refer 3. They're supposed to refer 3.
How do people get away with selling a house with no inspection?
Because it's not required.
I thought
because if it's a seller's market, they're going to take the least picky buyer.
So
Yeah.
the banks.
This is crazy. Like no one knows
Correct,
this.
exactly.
I don't know why anyone knows the fact that if it's a seller market, you have to be the easiest buyer, not always the highest buyer, the easiest buyer. You've got to be the most surefire, seamless buyer, the most financially surefire, no bullshit, no strings attached buyer. That's what you have to be.
If there's a bidding war in a house, you're 100% correct.
Right.
It's to me personally, and I've said this for, I've been doing this for 21 years. It still blows my mind that banks and insurance companies will write mortgages or insurance policies on houses without somebody inspecting this investment.
Especially insurance. Well, yeah, anything. You're right, because it's an asset.
Insurance would want
it just blows my mind that it's not demanded.
What if everything is like termite infested and the house is going to collapse and you have no idea and you just funded this $600,000 piece?
But it happens. It happens.
Of course, it has to happen.
Yeah.
So what are the politics or the bureaucracy behind not an inspection not being a requirement?
I don't know from a bank level.
It sounds irrational.
Level, yeah, from a bank level and an insurance level, my guess is that for them, they don't care because, maybe not insurance, but on the bank, it's like, yeah, write the loan. If they don't perform on the loan, we get the house. And they have to put 10, 20% down. Nobody's really getting away without doing that. But
if the house completely erodes in value because of something not caught in an inspection report, why do you get the house?
Because they won't close the loan until they have binded insurance. So the mortgage companies cover their ass. Forward, backward, sideways, and left.
Gotcha.
You're not closing a loan without insurance on the house. So for the banks, for them, maybe it's just they think it'll mean less business. Oh, this guy's going to go in and, the deal's not going to close. I think that's what that's what everybody thinks about home inspectors in the industry, which is just so ridiculous. Realtors, insurance companies, title, we're the bad guy because we're scaring people away from buying houses. No, we're not. We're just telling you what to expect.
You're probably the least bad guy in the entire transaction.
We're the only ones who are actually
looking out.
Pardon my mouth, effing helping the people and giving a crap about whether they get screwed or not.
Right.
Are you going to buy this house and then have to spend $15,000 on air conditioning? I'm the person that's helping you that. Not the realtor.
And I've watched those flip it or fix it shows, and the people, they buy it pretty much sight unseen in an auction or whatever, and then they go in there and realize, holy crap, I got to put another $100,000 into this house before I can even think of selling it.
Yeah.
The foundation's falling apart or whatever.
If it was up to me, I would change the industry to how it is for appraisals now, where they're bank assigned and they have to be done. Get the realtors out of it, get everybody out of it, get the referrals out of it. This way it's an honest, clean, nobody's agenda inspection. And I don't care if the fee is going to be somewhat, this, that, I don't care, because you're going to have nonstop business. Because nobody's going to get around it unless you're paying cash.
A closing cost is firm, right? Why? Even if you have to have that pricing regulated a little bit, obviously you have to compete, but to make sure you're receiving the value for what you're doing too, right? To have some type of suggested necessary. I hate to overregulate stuff, right? But
to me, it's not regulating. To me, it's like anybody with a brain in their head should look back and say, "Wow, so." The person who's going to get the largest paycheck out of this deal, the realtor, is the one influencing the buyer's inspection.
Yeah.
There's no conflict of interest there.
That is the opposite of fiduciary.
It blows my mind. Don't get me wrong. I know a lot of awesome realtors who really do care about their clients and will not do a deal without an inspection. I've known some of those for 10, 15 years. It could be new construction, and they're like, nope, you're getting an inspection.
No money always talks, right?
Yeah. So I'm not saying everybody's like that, but I'm saying, money is the root of all evil. So it's going to make people do bad shit.
And it's funny he's talked about new construction. I sell fences, right? I work in a lot of brand new neighborhoods, and I hear more complaints from people about how they threw these houses together, like they're.
You know, it's weird.
Like flooding in their yards because they didn't grade it properly.
Yep.
And
it's
just,
our home was built without a surge protector.
Yeah.
And no one did anything until I bought it when it was 6 years old. And you know, you buy a house that isn't new, and you look at all the major components of the house, the central air. You look at if there's a heating element. You look at the water. You look at the electricity. All these big elements, and whether or not they came up in the inspection or not. And you say, well, let me get like an annual or biannual inspection or kind of a plan on this, just so we know what's up, what's going on, what the guts are really like. So you start finding out, oh, okay, so your water heater's running without one heating element, and your AC, the condenser motor is grinding down, and there's weeds haven't been trimmed back in 3 years. And one of the things for us was, oh, by the way, the code says you need a surge protector. Probably wasn't code when this was built, but just to let you know, if a storm comes, and just like what happened to us a month ago, if there's a surge in electricity or everything's at risk in your house.
Yeah.
So we had one put in, and lo and behold, a month ago, we had a transformer surging like a freaking river to what extent I have never seen before in our neighborhood one night. And that's what the worker legitimately said to me after they worked on it for 3 weeks is, you better check every appliance in your home. That sent such a surge through your house multiple times that even with a backup, energy source or you can hear it. You can hear it and smell it.
Yeah, it's frying circuits. It'll usually get like your TV, any video game consoles, your garage door opener, all the things that are really susceptible. And the other thing people don't think about too with the surge protection is your coax. It goes through coax too. Like that's how your cable box and your Xbox and all those things get blasted. It's like, wow, nothing else in the house got hit. Well, that's because the coax got hit.
So just simple stuff like that. And you know what? If I think back to it, Chris, and I'm sorry we didn't use you as an inspector in June of 22. It was probably before I knew you because because we got it done, I think, in May, maybe 2 months after we opened our shop. But I believe in my example of the surge protector, that was probably something that was on that report, I'm sure. You're going to drop $500 and put one in or whatever.
Where does the surge protector go? On the panel?
The outdoor.
So it can go in various spots. Sometimes they'll put them around individual appliances to really extra, like they'll put one on the before the water heater. They'll put one before the main input, but they'll still put them on other spots as well. It's like Duke will come do it for you, and they'll get it all set up.
I bet you I don't have one on my house.
What year is it?
96.
Yeah, you probably don't. I mean,
you could
ask Duke Energy to come out and do an assessment for you. They don't charge to come look.
I may do that.
It's smart, bro, because like a water heater is $1,200, and well,
I just had to replace mine 3 weeks ago, and I mean, for the heater was $1,200, but the labor was that too. So.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah. I picked the mid-grade one for $2,500 with a 10-year warranty, but. I mean, they're trying to sell them now with like cool air exhaust for your cooling your garage that are like $5,000 and with 20-year warranties.
That's what I have in my garage.
Well, it's a heat pump. So the reason that heat pump runs in one way or the other, just like your AC. So if it's blowing heat one way, it's blowing cool out the butt.
Right.
So they're just letting that cold air blow into your garage, and now they're selling it as a gimmick of like, this is going to cool your garage, but it's coming out of a vent like this big.
Right.
I don't think it's going to cool your garage off.
It definitely doesn't. It definitely doesn't cool it, but you can feel it when you're over by it. So
you can maybe like
$2,500.
Put it in a workshop room. Aim it towards a workshop.
We got our solar. We got our solar put in. They put in a new hybrid hot water heater and air conditioning unit. And one of the things that it had the cold air blowing out of it.
So they updated your electric panel when they did the solar outside. They had to add next to your outdoor electric panel for the solar panel.
Yeah,
you probably have surge now because they don't want it to blow out all the solar.
Yeah, that would suck.
It's usually, but
you'll be able to see it, right? You'll be able to see it right where your line's coming in outside the box. It'll be like a Square D branded little 2x4 box with a green light on it or whatever.
I'll have to go
You'll
look.
be able to tell. You just go out there and you can see it. You'll be right. You'll be close to the ground.
Derek smiling.
What?
I know Lookie. I know
With
Lookie.
a picture of Derek like this.
I told you.
It's right here. Right
Bitch,
here.
please, right here. Right, I got no. It's a picture of me going like this, and the surge protector's right under me, Chris. Suck it.
Oh my God.
Chris,
let me ask you. One of the reasons we wanted to bring you back on is because last time we talked to you,
But Chris was going to say something interesting.
No, I was just going to touch back on new construction, but we can do that after. Go ahead.
Well, this is part of it. Okay, so now that we've got a new president in office,
yeah.
Have you noticed how's the market looking to you?
So we're in they're saying we're in like a stable market right now. It's not necessarily a buyer's or a seller's market. They're kind of saying it's equalized right now. But in Florida specifically, Central Florida, prices are still staying up. They have not come down enough yet. But inventory has gone up. So it's kind of created an interesting conundrum because now buyers are being, instead of rushing, they're being more selective. I had a deal this week where I was supposed to do an inspection yesterday, and at 8:30 at night, the buyers texted me and said, "We've backed out of the deal." The night before. And so, you're not seeing as much of a mad rush for purchases. Now,
June number said sellers outnumber buyers by about 33%, which is extremely the opposite of where we were 3 years ago.
Well, and there's a lot of people that ran out and panicked and bought houses that they couldn't afford with mortgages that they can't handle, who are now desperately trying to sell that house, but they're still trying to get that elevated price that they had because they don't have a choice. So it's either they sell it at that or they foreclose.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's why a lot of the prices aren't adjusting. I mean, it's really, I don't know. I can't tell you a history of this, but I don't know that ever in history that the prices of houses in Florida doubled the way they did here. I mean, the median home was $286,000 before this COVID rush, and now it's $400,000. I mean, it's not double.
I was just gonna say I get my, I don't remember if it's Zillow or Redfin or whatever, but my report for Apopka and Mount Dora and everything, the median home in Apopka,
middle of nowhere,
is 438.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely insanity.
And Apopka used to be the cheap place to live.
Yeah.
And now they're building 9,000 homes by me with that new little.
But then mix in the pot. But then mix the other factors into the pot that interest rates have not gone down, and they should have.
I thought the Fed was fixing that.
I think we're going to have to fix
the Fed. But then factor in too that sell it or not, like you said, Chris, foreclose or sell it for where do you go?
Yeah, where are you going to live?
Where are you going to live when you foreclose on your home? Right here, where are you going to live?
I told Lorianne, I said, if we got our house appraised and they came back with a stupid number, I'm like, let's put it up for sale. She's like, where are we going to go? A cabin in the woods.
Okay, I'm down with that. Can we have 2 cabins?
Yeah.
In the same woods?
Land. I want to buy a bunch of land and have a bunch of us all live like a commune. But I won't say
commune
because then the government comes and inspects you.
Not a commune, just a community.
A community of friends.
Who don't like other people.
And are major league gun enthusiasts.
Who don't want anyone else on the property.
There will be a 12-foot chain.
Trespassers will be shot. Survivors will be shot again.
Right. Stop or else I already shot you. Never mind.
Keep going with the market factors, Chris. Everyone has to hear the real truth about what's happening. Not everything's good. Not everything's bad. Why are we stale? Right?
We're stale because I think we're stale because of really just what I said is that the houses that are for sale still need too much money. There's a lot of inventory, which is making buyers picky. They think they're back in control, and so there's just not as many sales happening as there normally should be at this time of year or in any time of year.
Do you think we're going to see the big real estate faux pas we had back with Obama?
I don't think we're going to see a 2.8 a 2008 crash. That's my opinion. Some people scream at me that I'm completely
But
wrong.
you know what's interesting though, Chris? We're not going to see it from a lending standpoint. We might see it from a affordability, like you there's like to get a mortgage now, you have to be within like 33% of your gross income, whatever it may be, to get a certain amount of payment per month, which is great, and
You're right.
that protects from the
But-
08. But what you mentioned before about people being stuck in things that were generally unaffordable with the cost of living, I don't, obviously it's not going to be 08, but there's going to be some 08-ish things happening.
Well, let me explain my opinion on this, and because I don't think the majority of it are people that went out and got mortgages they can't afford. I think that is a percentage of it. But you also have, the reason I don't think we'll have an 08 is because the biggest majority of people that were buying homes during that rush were people from New York, California, New Jersey, who were selling their $1 million houses up there and coming down here and paying cash. So even if they're trying to sell those houses now, they're just sitting on them because they don't care. They paid cash. They're not in any trouble. Yeah, let it sit. Okay, the market's weird right now. Cool. Let it sit till next year. I don't care. I have, all the money and the time I need. So that's what I don't think is going to turn us into another 08. Where in 08, they lent money to anyone with a heartbeat.
That was the problem. And they were doing those adjustable mortgages, and people from up north, like if you look at Ponciana, all right, everybody from New York moved down there.
Yeah.
And they all got a house. They're like excited because they were living in an apartment in New York for $2,000 a month, and now they're in a big house for $1,200 a month.
Yep, correct.
And then all of a sudden the rate adjusts, and now they're at 3,500, and they're like, "See you later, we're out."
I actually think, believe it or not, it's such a weird thing to say. I think the real estate market has stabilized actually quite a bit, and it's just got to get momentum again.
So there's no bubble pop.
I could be wrong. I'm not, a real estate analyst. I mean, I'm a home inspector, but I do know the market. I do study the stuff and I look at it. I don't think we're sitting on a huge bubble. I don't. I think a lot of the properties that were purchased, you have to remember also, without mentioning names of companies, 5 of the major investment companies were also buying tons of these properties during the COVID crisis. Mm-hmm. So these are companies that have money longer than the sun's rays. You know what I mean? Like, They're not falling apart. They'll rent those properties. They'll let them sit. They don't care. So you have some of the stubbornness is from people that are able to be stubborn. Yes, there's a percentage of people that are hurting, but I don't think they're a big enough majority that even if all those people start falling apart and foreclosing, that it's going to create some mass exodus.
Well, let me throw this into the mix. I think, okay, here, my opinion again, I'm not an analyst either. I'm a small business owner, but I'm involved in retail and B2B. Okay. I think a lot of the trickle down happening in consumer spending doesn't require an 08 to have an effect. And here's why. What you said with the purchase of those homes, if it's by someone or some investor or some group with money who can sit on it, that still means to rent it is expensive. So even to fill that house, they have to rent it, which drives the cost up for people or drives them out to where there's either not the volume of people or the volume of retail consumption because of the inaffordability of living. Does that make sense?
Yes, but what's filling that gap, Derek, is going to be the people who do foreclose and need to rent. And they can, if they've been paying a $3,600 mortgage payment and they can go rent a house for $2,400 because the guy who owns it is willing to do it at the exact cost of his mortgage, they're still saving $1,000 a month, and they're getting out from under.
Yeah, you got that going for you. If he's just in it for equity because he understands the situation,
because they're just sitting on it.
But if he's doing it according to the market, they're going to drop their $3,600 mortgage to go in a $4,000 rental agreement. So depends on the cash and the level of. But you're right. Like if you're going to fill it just to cover your equity when you know you wouldn't have filled it at $4,000, let's say, but you can get your equity at $24,000. Cool.
They're still paying it down for you for free.
Correct.
Even if you're not making $1 a month.
It's like saying I have no money in my account because all my bills go to paying off my debt. Well, at least your debt's being paid off, right? So at least your balance sheet is stabilizing to some extent. So there's that.
What about here's a question. Now, I have a house in my neighborhood that has been a rental forever through a big company, not just some Joe Schmo,
right?
American Homes or whatever it is. Why would they suddenly put it up for sale?
You said it's been there for a while.
As long as I've been here. I moved in here in 2016.
That's why they probably bought that house for $200,000 and they can sell it for $500,000 right now.
Yeah, it might be down 5 to 10% from 2022, but it's still up 150% from when they bought it.
Yeah, I mean, there's a difference between holding on to real estate forever and doubling your money.
I didn't know, like I'm sure that's probably it, but I didn't know if sometimes these bigger rental companies decide, all right, we've had it for 10 years, it's time to flip it and find another place somewhere else.
Typically, they'll hold on to them forever. If they're just an evergreen property, that if you know that term, it just means they're just making money no matter what. They'll hold on to them forever. But there's also a time to look at an investment and say, oh wow, this investment's up by 200% from when we bought it. Let's, instead of putting a new roof on it and new AC and refurbing everything that we done to it for $50,000 right now, just dump it and make the 200% profit off it, and we'll buy another property that we can find now that the prices are, wherever in another state or whatever they're doing.
Yep.
I mean, there's a smart time to flip. There's a smart time to get out of the house.
Cost to that, and plus something you didn't mention that you probably know that we don't is, despite values rising quote unquote forever, at some point the age of a house has a diminishing effect on that too, unless it's completely renovated. You know what I'm saying? Like. Yeah. Yeah, so like, a house built in 2010 for $200K could be worth $450 right now, but in 30 years that might eclipse or peak, right? And now the maintenance versus flipping it to get a property that has more cash flow ability through rental, whatever. There's a lot of elements to that.
Well, especially when you're talking about different markets too. If you're talking about like Florida, Texas, the areas that had this insane growth during COVID of price. That's kind of kicked in the ass because it's almost like it made up for like 20 years of normal appreciation in 1 year, with your average house appreciating 2-3% a year or whatever they say it is, but that might not apply in, Tennessee or wherever, even though that's a crash market now too. Everybody's buying the hell out of Tennessee, but
yeah, North Carolina, Tennessee is just exploding.
Yeah, let's say Wyoming or Nevada, or then what you say, Derek, would still work. Like you could still have a normal appreciation value on a house, and it could be 40 years old, and it's appreciated over all 40 years. But when you have, like you said, you have a house in 2010, and then all of a sudden you have this insane, almost 100% jump in market value. Yeah, you could be in trouble 10 years down the road if this adjusts in the opposite. But I don't know, man. The demand in Florida, I think, is, everybody said the same thing about California when the prices in California went bananas. Back in, was that 2013, 14?
They stayed bananas.
Yeah, 2013, 14, when the prices just started skyrocketing in California. And I mean, it was always been expensive there, but like that's when like average little 3.2s out in the burbs, not in a city, went from $300,000 to $400,000 to now you can't buy one for under $1 million, and they're like just basic.
That's the kind of effect I believe I'm under with the Disney effect,
right?
Because we have a 2016 that's like 6 miles north of Disney World, so like, and it's considered Winter Garden, but it's basically Windermere. So what's happened with us is the sales in the neighborhood have become extremely stagnant, but sellers also haven't been willing to sell at a big discounted price. So comps haven't gone down. They've just become very stale. And at the end of the day, let's say you have an interest rate drop and you have unfavorable situations up north that make people move here. I don't see my value. I see it stagnant now, but I don't see it really going down for a very, very long time because of that factor. It's just like
the demand is here.
People must live here. And it's like, why the hell would you want to live here? But they have
the demand has not gone down. And that was my point with California, Derek, is just that like when those prices did what they did there, everybody was saying like, oh, California real estate market's going to bust. Oh, California real estate market's going to bust. Well, here we are, 11 years later, and the prices are still going up.
Still going up.
It didn't bust because there's just a percentage of people that want to be in California, that want to be in that demographic. They want that weather. They want that geographic,
1,700 square foot, 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom home, 1.3 million or whatever.
Correct.
Like, in the hood.
Yeah. Well, that's the question. I mean, how do people afford to live there? Because it's not like
I ask myself that all the time, Zach. Like, how is it every house is $1 million and all of the houses of people living there You're telling me everyone that lives in California is a millionaire? How is that possible?
Right.
Well, there's probably a lot more people who are dual six-figure incomes for sure, and then obviously there's some attrition in terms of maybe that's not the right word, but probably some people who've been there for quite a while, right? That are kind of
who bought the houses before they were $1 million? Of course, there's a percentage of this and a percentage of that.
I believe that to be
you
true.
know those houses in the hood, just like the houses here in the hood. Okay, we've got our rougher neighborhoods have been in the family for 50-something years.
Correct.
Times, yeah.
Yeah, they bought them for $70,000 back in 1980 when the house was built.
Or even I've been in houses that were probably built in the 60s.
Yeah.
Pre Disney, and the family's been there since then. My grandfather owned this or whatever, and they probably bought the house. Now, I was talking to my mother. This is kind of funny. The house I grew up in was, I don't know, 3,500, 4,000 square foot, 2-story colonial salt box is what they called it. And 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 2.5 bath, 2.5 bath, full basement, everything. My dad built that house, and I think he built it for less than $70,000.
Oh, I believe
back in
it.
1972, because I was 4.
That probably less than that.
Right. And yet my mom was still able to turn around and sell it for almost $1 million.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. But the problem with Jersey is because she offered me the house. She's like, you can have the house.
Right.
But the problem was the taxes were like $18,000 a year.
Yeah.
So you take it and sell it.
Yeah. No, she sold it and gave me a bunch of money, but that's beside the point. She gave me a nice wedding gift.
You want to sell yours and give me a bunch of money?
No. Do you think Lorianne would let me sell my house?
I mean, we could just not tell her and see how long it takes her to kill you and me.
See if she notices people moving in.
Like, hey,
can I help you? This is our house now. Get out. No, I will say though, when we were up in North Carolina, Lorianne was not closed-minded to the opportunity of living there.
No, why would you be?
Did she want to live there year-round? I'm not sure.
I would go to North Carolina. I have a cousin who lives up there, and another friend who lives up there, and they absolutely love it.
Where do they live?
A little bit of change of seasons. It's not dramatic, but it's
what part do they live in?
I think my cousin's still in Raleigh, and then my other friend is more west in the more of the out of the area.
So where the wedding venue is, mine and Bob's wedding venue is between Asheville and Tennessee, whatever that.
Yeah, that's where my friend is. My friend's over in that spot too.
And it is absolutely stunning. But let me tell you a secret: them roads ain't ones I want to be driving on when it snows. Now I got a big 4-wheel drive. I got a big 4x4.
You'll be fine. Where did you grow up?
Jersey. I mean, I know I can do it. It's not a problem.
You're fine. If you don't get enough snow to make a difference, it's not like you're going to get snowed in North Carolina.
So to get to the wedding venue, it's a back little country road.
Yeah.
And at one point, it's a 17-degree incline.
Nice.
That was fun. Yeah. I mean, he kept talking about this 70-degree. I'm thinking we're going to be going like this, and I'm like, this is nothing. I could drive up this. But in the winter, you ain't going up there.
Yeah, that's what changes.
But you're acting like it's like New Jersey. I mean, sure they get a little snow, but
yeah, they don't.
I would say once it gets light out, usually the temperature's enough above freezing to turn that into kind of a wetness.
But he did say the problem is up there, they don't have salt trucks or plows. So when it snows, everybody just stays home till it melts, and then you just do your thing.
Yeah, they're not prepped for it.
No.
Just go out and do donuts in the truck.
Just like if there was a hurricane up north, like the world would end.
Well, depends.
I mean, if we got an inch of snow here, the world would end. If there was a hurricane up north.
If there was an inch of snow in Orlando, I would be looking to the heavens for the good Lord coming back.
I would think the world might be ending. Yeah.
Let's pray for that to happen.
Stop it.
So you think the market is? You think the housing market is kind of stabilized?
I do. I mean, it's. I just know that it's not a seller's market. It's not a buyer's market anymore. It's pretty stable. It's right in the middle. and that
Can't
is
you just
considered
use
a
the word
stable market.
stale? Can't you use the word stale? It's stagnant. Like it's just piss. Like it's just nothing. Nothing is happening at all whatsoever for anyone, unless you have a bachuco big pocket where you just say, "Take this."
It's the demand is here. Buyers are just being more selective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
Interesting.
Well, I will tell you this much though. I see a lot more out of state plates.
Yeah, no, I mean, people are still moving here like crazy. Like it's not that people aren't moving here. They're just taking a little bit more time to buy. But like houses are selling. I'm not telling you like nothing's selling.
Right. Yeah, it's not
It's
dead.
moving.
But
Like,
it
things
isn't
are
moving.
happening.
It wasn't
We're not
moving
at
like
a-
it was last year or a year or two ago.
Yeah, we're not at a standstill. Like we're
Right,
not. This year is much better than the last 2 years.
And you know, it's funny, Derek. You remember when I went out to Phoenix a couple months ago?
Yeah.
The same thing's going on in Phoenix. Everybody's moving from California to Arizona.
Anything
Yeah, I
to get
believe
away
it.
from Newsom.
Oh,
Well, Phoenix is pretty.
I know we're not a
Phoenix is
political
pretty
thing,
hopping.
but
We're
I know
not,
we're
but
not-
doesn't mean I can't hate him.
no, he's greasy. But did you see Mel Gibson is filing a lawsuit that him and the mayor of Los Angeles need to be removed for incompetence and
100%. I agree with it.
Yeah,
Where can
but
I?
that won't.
Can we
that-
vote on that ballot somehow?
It won't happen.
Can I do a mail-in vote ballot?
Yeah.
I'm straight out of Compton via Orlando. I listen to NWA.
I think we just dated Derek on that one.
No, I know what that stands for, but I just thought Zach was more of a CWA. Cracker with an attitude.
No, I listened to NWA back in. Well, I listened
We
to
all
it now,
did.
but back in the day, I
We all
enjoyed it.
did, man. Easy E. Come on now.
Come on,
I liked Easy.
Dre.
I like Dre. I like Ice
Ice Cube and
Kubage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nothing ever
What's that?
happened with MC Ren or DJ Yellow, whatever their names were. But see, you don't even know who they are.
No,
Nope.
correct.
Yeah, they were part of NWA. There was 4 of them. But so it's interesting. It seems, and here's the problem. People moving down here from New York or New Jersey thinking they're coming to the land of freedom, but yet they want to bring their beliefs, let's say political beliefs, not religious beliefs, their political beliefs down here. But you're trying to escape it.
Yeah.
Why?
Why don't you understand that dichotomy that the reason you're leaving where you live is because your politics are effed.
Yeah,
And you're
why?
coming
What's
to
this,
somewhere where
why,
they're
why are
not,
we
and
acknowledging?
now you want to make ours like yours.
Right. And it ain't going to happen.
Idiots.
Where's the acknowledgement and acceptance of the reasons for leaving? Right?
Yeah, 100%.
Because
I'd love to
honestly,
see
I don't care if I don't care if someone brings their opinion. That's fantastic. Diversity is great, but if you can't lie to the world and say that's not a primary reason why you're leaving,
Right.
because it
Yeah.
is.
Well,
It
I
has to
left
be.
Jersey. Don't get me wrong. I left Jersey in 1994. It was a very difficult decision, but I needed change. And the winter of 93 was the worst that I'd remembered in my life. We had 17 blizzards back to back to back to back. It just snowed so much, and I was just fed up with it. And I drove a big 4-wheel drive, so I mean, it really wasn't like really affecting me. I just got sick of the cold, and I said, and my best friend lived in Texas. He still lives in Texas, and he said, "Come on down here." And I moved to Dallas, and I loved it. People were betting that I'd come back, and I never moved back. But and then I ended up in Florida, and as I always joke, I've been here for 30 years, trying to leave for 29 and a half. But
Oh my God, that sounds like my life.
the problem was when I moved to Florida, it was so cheap compared to where I was from
Yeah.
that I got into that setting, and I couldn't leave because I couldn't afford to move anywhere because nobody else
It's not
was
cheap anymore.
No, not at all.
It's not cheap
I
anymore.
remember when I went to-
Anybody who watches this podcast, don't move to Florida. It's not cheap.
No, it's
Stay
not
where
like
you
it was
are.
It was not like it was in the early 90s and 2000s. Not at all.
Yeah. Stay
When
where
I
you
moved
are.
to Florida, I said, I'm going to get a job at the biggest name in town. I'll go work for Disney.
Yeah.
Well, I applied for security. They didn't have any security at the time. That was my shtick. And they had a houseman's position. So I worked at one of the resorts where I drove this little tug and delivered all the linens to all the different floors and picked up all
You
the
never
dirty
told me
linens.
this. What resort?
Boardwalk.
Sweet.
Yeah. And when I was in my interview, now mind you, I had a prior career in New Jersey, made good money. I had a really good job in Texas, made great money. And so I sat down with them. I showed him my resume, blah, 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 going through the interview. And they said, well, the starting pay is $5.95. I said, well, $600 a week's not horrible. She's like, oh, no, honey, it's $5.95 an hour. I'm like, what? Let me spin my resume back around. I left Jersey. I was making 90 grand. She's like, well, go back. I mean,
which is the appropriate thing to say.
It was. She said it in a very nice way, in a Disney magical way, with pixie
two
dust
fingers.
Well, you
Go
can
back.
always go back, honey.
2 fingers.
Go back.
I-95 north. I-95 north that way.
Go back.
So, I mean, I needed the job though because they had really good benefits, and we were with child, and yeah. So I went and worked for Disney for a while, and then I realized my paycheck was paying for my gas to get there. I lived in Altamont, and I was driving I-4 every day. There was no 429. There was no back secret roads. It was I-4.
The one vein.
Yeah.
What year was that?
90. I moved here in Florida in 95.
Okay. Well, I moved down here in 98 to the central, down here to Orlando area.
From where?
I moved to Florida in 91. I grew up in Connecticut. And then I was in Indiana for a couple of years for college. And then
He is a Connecticut Yankee. Wasn't that Bugs Bunny?
Maybe.
The Connecticut Yankee?
Maybe.
Yeah. It's before your time, Derek. Sorry.
No, I watched that stuff, but I don't recall that.
You don't remember Bugs Bunny?
Absolutely, but not the
love
Connecticut
Bugs Bunny.
Yankee.
Bugs Bunny. So I'm Gen X, right? And I follow Gen X pages and stuff. And I love they show the old shows that we grew up on. And literally I'll watch them and be like, oh my gosh, this would not be allowed on TV right now. There's
so
no
much
way.
of it.
No way.
So much of it.
I mean, Sanford and Son.
So much of it.
What's my favorite? Oh my gosh, my dad was Archie Bunker.
Yeah.
Oh, All in the
All
Family.
the Family. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, my dad. Oh, he was just like him. And I mean, all the stuff, like even Bugs Bunny when he's cross dressing and kissing Elmer Fudd on the head.
Yeah, it was.
There was no.
It was a different time.
Well, cartoons were for adults when they were produced.
The best are the commercials that they used to do. Like there's this one group called the ARC, A-R-C, American Retarded Council. So it was for retarded people getting jobs. And they're like, and this kid is a retard and he can work like everyone else. He goes to work. I'm like, you can't say that. Well, I guess you could in the 60s and 70s and 80s. I don't know. It's just
better times.
It was a different time for sure.
Better times.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. There was no political
even the 80s and 90s, if you go back and you look at some commercials even on kids channels, you're like, oh, today there would be outrage, and it's awesome. It's like, man, I miss that. I miss be able to say what you want to say without thinking about who's listening to it, that it's going to land you in trouble unless you're dropping the F-bomb in front of your mom and dad. That'd be the only thing.
The only thing we didn't have on TV when we were kids was cursing. There was no cursing.
Right, and now it's like now it's like everywhere.
Yeah. Now they say everything. I mean,
yeah, which is kind of it did like
desensitized us.
Yeah, it does. So it's just kind of like it ruins the emphasis of the word. Right, there is a time and place that it just ruins the emphasis. So it's kind of like opposite. Like that's what I felt growing up. It's like the only thing I was scared to say was the F-bomb in front of mom and dad. Other than that, it's like you could talk about anything you wanted. You could talk about
I never cursed in front of my parents.
You could talk about fat people. You could talk about black people, white people.
Yeah.
You could talk about whatever you want.
Well, they had a
That's cool.
I don't remember if it was a cartoon or if it was a snack or something. It was called Little Sambos. And it was the picture of like a little black kid with they had the oversized lips, and I'm like, this. How does this get? Who approved that? Who's the CEO? Who goes, yeah, we're gonna sell that. That's gonna sell good.
Good Lord. Yeah.
It's just.
It
But
was different times for sure.
But that's what made us Gen X. You know, we got tough skin. We don't get offended. I don't know. I don't think I could ever find a Gen X that goes by he, she, or they, them, or, you know, as far as I know.
When Instagram first came out, when I had an Instagram, when they first started put that on there, you have to pick one of the selections they give you. But you used to be able to write it, like type your own in there, and I just wrote F off. But the actual word, I had the whole word in there.
I must have gotten before that because they didn't ask what my pronouns were. I know
I don't have it anymore. I hate social media. I absolutely despise it.
LinkedIn has your pronouns.
Yeah, I don't have a LinkedIn either. I don't need it.
And I promise you, when I had a business or was a hiring manager, if someone sent me a resume and they had their pronouns on it, it went in the basket of the recycle basket.
Especially if the pronoun doesn't fit a human.
You know, yeah.
Pronoun giraffe. Okay.
Do you have proper setup for my cat personality? Yeah. Go get a job somewhere else. Yeah, freak.
Yeah, your setup is not working here.
Oh, I'm getting canceled. Here we go. No, I mean, but look, I worked in the car business. You got to be a little tougher than if you get offended by called he, she, or whatever, then you're in the wrong business because you get called.
I think that stuff has calmed down a lot in the world of sanity. You know, there's always going to be the areas that are just going to live in permanent insanity,
and they've been that way forever.
Yeah, it's. I mean, there's always been extremists since you and I were kids. You know what I mean? Like, there's always been extremists. That's just there's always been an extreme this, that, and the other thing. Just whatever.
Well, yeah, but like when I was when I was young, maybe a toddler-ish, when they were doing the anti-war protesting and Ashbury hate and all that stuff, all the hippies, you know, that my parents couldn't stand. I look back, but that's when they protested properly. Now they had riots back then too, but there was just people just walking around, you know, smoking doobie and peace, love, and peace pot and microdot, you know.
Yeah.
Now that we got all sonic, I don't know.
Well, you know what helped keep a lot of that peace back then is there was no such thing as cell phones with cameras and everybody recording, so the police would very quickly not put up with shit and never have a problem with doing things that way. Yeah. Now, you know, they can't do anything because there's 15 people with a phone recording it to make them look like they're the devil when they're really just trying to keep the peace.
I know I said this before, but, you know, when I was back on the job, I remember when the Rodney King thing happened, and I said, all right, boys, everything has changed right now. From this point forward, everything has changed. You have to watch your back all the time. Someone is always watching you and recording you.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong.
Not have a problem. I did not have a problem taking someone in a little dark alley or corner and tuning them up, you know, if they needed it.
But don't get me wrong, like Rodney King thing needed to be recorded because that was insanity.
100%.
That was just like abuse. That was over the top, fucking out of control abuse.
And I don't defend what they did by any means.
Yeah.
But there is a pre-story to what led up to that.
Yeah, of course.
But it was way over excessive. I also don't defend or stand up against what happened to George Floyd. Look, you don't put your knee on someone's neck for 9 minutes. You should have cuffed him up and threw him in the car. There should have been that was it. I don't understand why that whole situation happened. Other than
I think
I have different feelings about that. He did a standard protocol move, and this guy was just high as hell on narcotics. I mean,
9 minutes.
Don't get me wrong. It looked absolutely horrible, but I wouldn't compare him. I just think there was so much. Do you know why reporting with that?
Do you know why the cops beat Rodney King?
No, it was before my time. I know that.
For one, he was high, super high.
Mm-hmm.
For two, he had just beat a female state trooper half to death and left her on the side of the road. So adrenaline was high.
Yeah, if that's your click, man. I mean,
you know, when a blue goes down, blue's going to take you down. If you listen to Grady, just listen to Sheriff Grady. He says, if you shoot or throw anything harmful at our officers, we are going to tell your family where they can pick up the remains. That's just how
That's
they are.
is that the Polk County?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's awesome.
He is the best.
Brady Judd. He's a green, of course, not a blue.
Him and well, it doesn't matter. Blue's blue.
He's a greenie.
Him and the guy from Volusia County. And what's the other guy? Polk, Volusia, and
Brevard.
Yeah, those sheriffs are pretty bad. They are bad as in good.
Lucy Brevard.
Yeah.
I also I follow this cop. He's an Arizona sheriff out in Phoenix or something, and he pulls people over, and he puts everything on TikTok, and he is hilarious. How he just shreds people. I mean, it's just awesome. And I'm like, all right, he's good. He's good. He's doing.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. The guy in Arizona, you said?
Yeah.
He does like Fridays with Frank or whatever it is.
I don't know, but when he pulls people over and he's
hilarious.
The guy's like, well, why'd you pull me over? He's like, well, give me your license and I'll explain. He's like, no, you're going to tell me. He's like, this is not how this works. I do this for a living. How many people have you pulled over today? Okay, give me your driver's license.
Yeah, he's amazing. He's like, and I saw the one where he was like, well, I'll tell you what. You can choose not to give me your license, and I can snatch you out of that car right now.
It's the same one. Yeah.
You decide what you want to do. You know, the guy's like, here's my license.
I watch those sovereign citizens videos. Oh, dude, just give him your license. It always ends with your window getting smashed in and you getting yanked out of your car and cuffed up.
I hate those videos because, like, rights or not, like, just disrespect to me is just totally unnecessary.
Yeah.
But in fairness to procedure, you can literally roll your window down just a crack, ask for the badge number, ask for their name, and put your ID up to the door and not give it to them. I mean, you can legally do that.
Right.
But you don't have to give attitude.
No. There's also
basically I saw a guy who did it basically, and they just said, can I see your ID? And he just put it to the glass and they're like, have you been drinking? And he just doesn't say anything. And then they ask him like 3 more questions. He doesn't say anything. And then finally he just says, I'm not going to say anything to incriminate myself. And
I didn't have a letter from
his
lawyer.
Okay, have a good night. And he clearly had a couple beers.
Yeah. Well, there was another one I saw where the guy had a letter from his lawyer that said, you know, this is my ID. Here's my lawyer's name and number. And if you need to ask me any more questions, it has to go through him.
That's slick.
Yeah.
But I don't think you have to be a jackass.
No. Actually, on the contrary.
If you're just an honest guy who puts his windows down and his hands on the wheel, lots of times you'll shock them that you're being honest. They'll just
got pulled over.
They'll be like, what? And they'll be like, I just can't believe you're being honest.
I got pulled over in my
have a great day. Okay.
My GMC.
Don't do that. Okay.
I didn't have my Raptor yet. I was in my GMC. And I was going a little fast. And he pulled me over and I was just like, bro, I'm sorry. I just got the truck and I was just, you know, he's like, yeah, no, I get it. He goes, can I see your license? I said, yeah, here you go. He ran and came back. He's like, all right, just slow it down and just let me go. You know, I was just like, dude, I'm just having fun in my truck. He was like, I get it.
That bodes better than no, bitch, you can't.
Right. Because then you know you're going to get a billy club to the side of the head.
Well, then you know you're not being let off no matter what, if at all possible.
You're going to take it regardless or getting dragged out through your window. So what are your thoughts on Alligator Alcatraz?
I'm not familiar with that.
That's the jail. That's the big jail they built down in the Everglades.
I haven't. I hate to say it. I have nothing on that. I have not paid attention to it.
The Democrats are going nuts.
Okay.
So previously, I think it was a former private airstrip that they trenched around a refugee holding facility camp.
It's an immigration detention facility.
Yes. With the idea that we can fly them directly out from there.
One way out.
And then it's surrounded by a moat of
There's one
alligators.
way in. There's a road that takes you in, and the only way out is the airstrip when they take off and take you to your country. Yeah, if you climb over the fence, or you do happen to escape, you're not getting out of the swamp.
Yeah, between the pythons and the gators and the poisonous snakes, you're done.
Yep, you're done. So it's great. I think it's fantastic. And I saw Trump came down. And he went on a tour with DeSantis of it, and the reporter was like, contrary to belief, it's like 73 degrees in here. It's nice and comfortable, and the holding cells were clean, and there was a toilet for everybody.
See,
And
a lot of the things that I agree with philosophy-wise still don't make me happy to see. You know what I'm saying? Like, consequences are necessary, but it still hurts that people have to go through it, but it doesn't mean that it doesn't need to happen. You know what I'm saying? Like,
But
I
if
don't
you
I don't
walked
find
into
joy
a-
in like an illegal immigrant getting eaten by an alligator, but I do believe that you have to come here legally, and unfortunately, like, I believe you have to detain and interview and deport, but it doesn't bring me joy to see suffering
I
necessarily.
did see,
Unless someone did something very heinous, then eye for an
I
eye.
did
Brings me joy.
see. I don't know if she was a Democrat or what she was, but I saw a congressperson talking about this new amnesty bill, and I actually really agreed with it. If you've come to this country, you're hardworking, you've never been in trouble, never been arrested, you pay your taxes, you're a standing citizen, then you fall under this amnesty bill, which will help you get citizenship, and you don't get shipped out.
Yeah,
I don't have a
that
problem with
makes
that.
sense.
Yeah. Look, I know
Common sense.
a lot of workers. Look, if they deport everybody, we're going to have no more houses getting built, and we're not going to have orange groves getting picked, and we're not. I mean, I hate to say it.
Oh,
and
you'll
I'm
have
not trying to be
houses built and orange groves picked. It'll just the price will be 5 times.
right, and I'm not trying to be stereotypical, but man, these guys are hard workers. 99% of them. I know people who are undocumented, and they said, "Ask us where the bad guys are, and we will tell you. Just let us work and do our job. Leave us alone."
Where are they at? I need my 750.
I thought it was like 10 grand.
Nah, 750 ahead.
That's
So you
all
need
right.
to get like 12 people. For that.
I mean 10 grand. I mean, I thought 1,000, but okay.
I think Chris has a hard stop.
Huh?
Don't you have a hard stop?
Hard stop? I don't
Do you-
know.
Hard
have to
stop
leave
means
at
like you
7, Chris?
said you had to be out. You had to rock at 7.
Oh yeah.
I'm looking out for you. Some nice.
Yeah. Any last things you want to touch on before I fade out?
No, brother.
Lots, but
We'll have to have you back again. Thanks for stopping by.
I'm always love being on here. It's absolutely a blast. All right, boys. Well, enjoy the rest of your podcast here, and it was good to hang out here and wrap it up.
Excellent. We will see you soon.
See ya.
Thanks, buddy. All right, D-Rex and effects.
Then there be 2.
Then there was 2. I don't know. I just there's so many things we could talk about.
There's a lot to catch up on. Probably too much. It's amazing because you go so long and things build up to catch up on, and then you just completely forget about it.
Why are you only 75% uploaded? You got slow service.
I just wait for it.
Wait for it.
I have a higher video quality.
You're at
Clearly.
1080p. I'm at 1080p.
I was trying to be a jerk.
You are a jerk.
True.
So, how's life? What's going on?
Slow.
You've been to Disney a couple times this week?
Yep.
Your mother-in-law is no longer in town?
True. Forgot about that.
I didn't forget. You told me.
I know, that's crazy.
She left when? Yesterday?
But you forgot when we last did a podcast, and
all right, listen, I've been under the influence of a lot of narcotics.
Clearly still.
I did. I took a Tramadol just before the show.
Oh, thank you. Announce that to the world. Totally discredit all
my
validity.
hand was hurting.
Anything you have just said in the last hour and a half has been 100% discredited.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the mind of Zach.
Someone influenced through someone else. It's slow, man. It's
yeah, I know. It's actually, it's funny. I haven't worked in a month. They've been very, very nice to me. They short-term disabilities supposed to kick in, blah, 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 blah. They just want me to get better and healed. And I'm not the number one salesman this month, but I'm still on the leaderboard.
That's crazy.
It's slow, man. I'm like, what are you guys doing? Get out there. And, a big email was sent out today that, our budget for the month was blah, blah, blah. And we're at blah, blah, blah. And we need to step our game up. I'm like, dude, that's
Sometimes
Almost
it's not
$600,000
sometimes it's
difference.
not all effort. I mean, my guys are making 60, 70 outbound calls a day, and we're still year over year, July over July. I think we're like 43% last July behind.
Lower?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I have quadrupled the activity. So
Well,
I mean, of course, you don't
our
lay down and die. You know, you're going to do everything in your control, but it doesn't mean that necessarily.
our
Like, you
dear friend from our old show asked about you, and I said, it's been a rough month. I said, but it's rainy, so I mean, nobody gets tinted in the rain.
a lot of truth to that. But
I
that's
mean,
that's the it. There's deeper things for sure.
yeah,
Way deeper, because this is crazy.
it doesn't make sense.
I think it makes perfect sense. I think it makes perfect sense. What Chris just talked about is, and everyone's staring at the news cycle. It puts people in a state of constant panic and constant lack of focus, and
Yeah,
no one can focus and get any, myself included, get anything done of value and produce anything of value, therefore purchase anything of value. So it makes perfect sense to me. I love the long-term things we're doing, but short-term, this is very painful.
right.
It's just the uncertainty index hasn't budged. I mean, even with all the things, like, it doesn't matter. It hasn't budged because any new news of this, or we might have to go into tariff negotiation with this country, it just plows it right back up. People are so. I mean,
And
you
then
have
did
you.
you see Israel bomb Syria today?
I did not.
Yeah,
You have like a bunch of diabetics. I mean, they have 1 gram of news, aka sugar, and their just blood pressure's through the roof. It's insane. You just it's a very this is the most volatile I've ever seen anything ever. Anyone who tells you otherwise is lying. I realize that because I did talk to about 200 people in different businesses, retail environments over the last 2-3 weeks, and every single one of them said one of two or three things. One, either we're half as busy as last year, or two, we're discounting right now and we never have this time of year, or three, hey, we're still in growth mode because we just opened 6 months ago. So yes, we're growing because we just opened. So when you open, you do grow. Or four, we're killing it. And what I found about the number 4 group, the few people that said that, I've validated with other family members and people, they're all lying. Every one of them. And the reason why they lie is because they need to keep an ego to maintain their value and
right,
their demand in the marketplace. Like, they're a subcontractor, so they want to be able to charge a certain price
right.
and work for any company they want. So they're lying not because they're scared of being slow. It's because they're trying to maintain the value and need for their service. So it's the retail to consumer market here in Central Orlando right now is well, I still ask myself every day why I'm the only one saying this, because I'm not. Don't try to be negative, but it's a disaster. It's a disaster right now. So
Well, and it's funny you say that because right now,
tougher than it's
summertime
ever
in the
been.
fence business is can be one of two things. It can be very, very busy or very slow, and it's a weird cycle. Spring is our busiest because everybody's starting to get outside again, and they're sitting in their backyard going, "Oh my gosh, the fence looks like crap. Let's get a new
Mm-hmm.
fence." Summertime, it's too hot to be outside. I mean, to be honest with you, unless you go outside at night, and you can't see your fence at night anyway, so it doesn't really
Sure.
matter.
So here's where I see that. Like, for me, the gut level, not the statistical level, is if it's 95 and sunny and we have 2 cars in the middle of July, that's not normal.
No, I
There's
agree.
nothing normal about that. There's nothing you can normalize or rationalize about that. That's not the way it is. That's not the way it has been, should be. So despite all those factors, you still have a gut in your business. Like you said, summer can be booming or slow. Well, if it was raining every day, 100 degrees, and just miserable to be outside, which it generally has been the last 3 or 4 weeks, yeah, it might be slow. But if it's smoking hot, 90, 95 degrees, no rain, like just beautiful sunny, and people are outside and you're slow, something's wrong. Something's
Right,
broken.
right.
Something's broken. So Hard to tell in that regard. Weather's always a big factor, but in general, this is like nothing I've ever seen before from a
Well, you
consumer
were at Disney
standpoint.
the other day.
Hmm.
How was it? Was it packed?
Nope, dead.
Really?
Any ride you want, every worker you talk to saying they're half as busy as before. You can eat anywhere you want. You can get reservations same day to any restaurant, even the most difficult ones if you wanted to.
Really?
They're discounting tickets in July, which is totally abnormal. So is Discovery Cove, so is SeaWorld, so is everyone. Everyone's running discounts.
Hmm.
Look at the big box. Look at Target. Look at Amazon, Walmart. They all ran sales July 8th through 13th, even after Prime, and it was like, why would they still be running 20% off sales? It's because it's just died.
Yeah.
So, including us, we ran them too. We ran a 20% off for the 4th. We ran one
Dang it, I missed it.
last week. You're in a different category. You get your stuff for way cheaper than that. But usually what happens with those is you'll get like, if it's a 6-day sale, you'll get like 30 people adding products to their cart for 2 or 3 days without a lot of sales, and then it'll just explode.
Right.
With a mad rush at the end and 5 people the next day saying, "Oh, I missed it. Can I still have it?" And you're like, "It was there for 6 days. Stop playing me." And this latest one, I can tell you, just it never took off at all. Didn't course. In fact, for us this week, our sales were the slowest they have ever been since March, since we opened. So,
Terrible.
it's something's very off, and some things. But by that I mean plural with an S. It's crazy. I talked to so many people, and no one who's in business will acknowledge it. I don't know why, because maybe they want to be positive, and that's fine, and maybe they want to ignore the externals and overperform. But I can tell you, as far as we go, we are performing 4x that we've ever performed for 0.5 the return. So externals are not. We recognize them, but we're not sitting on our hands because of it. But it's just some things don't matter right now. We're stale. The swamp is truly a swamp right now in terms of expenditure, confidence, all that type of stuff. It's just kind of it's like you're dragging your feet in quicksand.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I don't.
And that's the truth.
Is that you think that's happening everywhere in America or just here?
No, I don't think it's happening everywhere in America. I think there's some pockets that have gotten over things. I think there's some pockets that are better economically than we are. I mean, this is a strange economy here. It's very strange. It's very strange. It's very service based. It's non-standard. It's spread out. It's weird. There's people of all types. I think it's a more diverse economy here, but I also think it's, I talk to people in other areas that are not down like that. So, but anyone I talk to here is. So, yeah.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Sucks.
And then I listen to a lot of people too who are in like marketing, and they'll just say some people are up, some people down, and it's like, those are the people who's like, okay, cool, you're lying. I don't really want it. Your input isn't valuable. The people who has valuable input are the people who are facing customers every day. They know. And then what the big corporations of the world are doing, if they're having to incentivize a fast time, then that's your bottom line indicator right there, right? If all 3 of those big boxes are running these huge incentive sales when they normally wouldn't have to right now, they're not lying. They know more data. They have more market research than anyone you could possibly talk to. And then when you go talk to 200 people who are in the market facing customers, and they say, wow, this is crazy. This is slow. This is dead. I'm not getting the tips I was getting, blah, 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 blah. That's what's real. That's what's real. So,
I'm going to have to talk to our friend who we did another show with and see how he's doing over there with his tips.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, ask him. He'll tell you it's down.
Actually, I'll ask Janice's fiance. He works at Disney. He works at what's it called? Peaches and Cream or
Beaches and Cream.
Yeah, Beaches
No
and Cream.
way. What does he do there?
Server.
No way.
Yeah.
I should go pay him a visit. You know where that is, don't you?
Yeah, boardwalk. Well, across the
Right.
way.
But
Yeah.
but the circle is the boardwalk.
Yes.
Which
You just take the little ferry over or whatever.
We just walk it.
Yeah.
He's at the beach club, I think.
Mhm.
or the yacht club. I forget which one, but for the
Same
beach club.
thing. I mean, they're
They're
the same
connected.
thing. They're
Yes.
connected, right? Yeah.
I'll have to pay him a little visit.
There you go. Yeah. He's a good kid.
Good.
He'll take your money. Go get the
Oh,
what's the dessert there? The kitchen sink.
yes.
Have you gotten it?
We've never ordered the full size one. They have mini ones. The full size one is for like 4 to 8 people. I've never gone there with 4 to 8 people. It's massive. We've ordered the mini little tubs, and those are huge too. You know, but their cookies and cream ice cream is like, I don't know if it's just Edie's ice cream packaged as Disney, or if they do something anything to it, but it's, you know, or if it's just your mind playing tricks. But in my opinion, their cookies and cream ice cream is probably the finest ice cream in all the land.
So
It's
when
just
I ran the Holy Land,
amazing.
I went out and did a ton of different samplings, and I got to be honest with you, the best ice cream I found was Hershey's.
Hershey's what?
Hershey's ice cream.
I didn't even know they made ice cream.
It's not Hershey's chocolate company. It's their own company. It's from Hershey, PA, and it's Hershey's ice cream.
Huh.
And we would sell tons of it. And then the new company came in and said, "Oh, we like Edie's better." I'm like, "That's garbage. Taste the difference." But you know, what do I know?
Saved them a buck.
I don't think it saved them any money, to be honest with you.
Yeah, because
And
they're not cheap either.
Hershey's gave us everything. They gave us a whole setup, and I mean, they did us right. Freezers and all that good stuff. Signage, whatever. But hey, what do I know? I was just a food dude.
Just the food dude.
Just the food dude. What do I know?
All right, dude. Well, I'm about ready to lace up, so.
I heard that. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching our fantabulistic show. We are back on regular schedules, so we're going to bring you probably a live show next week, and then we'll have a new guest next week also. Stay tuned for the live show on Tuesday, and the recorded show is done on Thursday and posted Fridays. So there you go. And from both Derek and I, we appreciate you, especially those who like, subscribe, and tell a friend and comment and all that good stuff. We love you. Thanks for watching. No Brainer. We're out. Peace.